What's up, Las Cruces? Welcome back to A Mountain Echo, powered by Ann and Prepco Sports. I'm here with my best pals, Frankie, a.k.a. Frankfurt, and Steven. Isaiah's not with us today. He has some obligations he had to do for work. We hope to see him back soon. But guys, we have a lot to talk about today. Not only is the high school basketball district tournaments coming up, but we also got crossover season with New Mexico State. We got baseball, softball, Aggie basketball, back where we belong.
Back. We are back.
Women's too. Both teams go 2-0 in their weekly games this week. And we also got people participating in state with wrestling and swimming, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we had some state champions, local state champions. So we're going to get to that. But just we're happy to have you guys back. Welcome back to the show. Don't forget to, stream us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podbean, wherever you get your podcast at. So
and YouTube.
Oh, and YouTube. I'm sorry about that.
As well.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, but let's just dive into it. Let's go. Aggie basketball. What are we thinking about this past road trip for men's at least? Why are you smiling? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited.
We're back, man. We're back.
Okay.
What? We've been having a lot of issues. Everyone's talking crap, and all season it was getting hard to defend. And we go out and we beat the top seed in Conference USA, and then we go and we beat Kennesaw, who's 4. I mean, our defense is getting there. It's an exciting time. I think it's a good time to get hot.
Yep, it really is, man. What was that guy's name again?
Zadi?
Zadi. Sorry, I messed up your name earlier. 20 points,
Jackson.
man.
Yeah, Zadi Jackson's not finally, but he's playing like the guy that Kuhn recruited him to
He looks
be.
comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
He looks. I watched his highlights and he looks really, really comfortable.
Yeah, he has like a not a funny shot, but it's like he loads up whenever, there's a lot of quick release shots now today with Steph Curry and all that good stuff, but he takes a while to get a shot up, but when he does, it looks pretty, and he has that mid-range shot, and he made a couple of 3-pointers yesterday too.
Hey, whatever works, Mr. Jackson. Whatever works, man.
Yeah, and then we got Swaggy P back in the lineup.
Swaggy P.
That dude was fighting for his life.
He wants P the Swaggy. If that is P the Swaggy.
Oh, okay, is that his Twitter name? My apologies,
Yeah.
P the Swaggy.
No, that's on me because I've been calling him Swaggy P. But
I like Swaggy
P the Swaggy is hey, don't disrespect the Hungarian over there, dog.
Hey, whoa.
So try to be careful. He's gonna come at us.
Yeah, so he dropped, I think, 20 points the first game back. We had a double-double against Jack State. And then Kennesaw State, he had 18 points, 9 rebounds, I believe. So, like, Coach Huon is right. Like, that's the best player. When he's on the floor, they perform way better. He just has, like, that Euro type of basketball where, like, when he goes for layups, he kind of, like, lunges himself. And he gets a lot of fouls called. And he's making his free throws finally, so... Yeah. That's a big thing. I think that's also another reason why we did so well on this trip is like we made free throws. We're not the best percentage, but they made some free throws.
I was worried about, I texted you guys in the group chat. Coach said he lost 15 pounds because he got with the
sick,
flu.
Right? Yeah.
And so I was actually noticing his weight, like just like the way his face looked from the earlier game this week to the second one was different, but he does look a lot thinner. So I was kind of worried about him, but I mean, he's lighter on his feet.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like he seems a lot quicker now.
Me too, man.
He definitely seems a lot quicker than what we've seen him before. Like just kind of going off the ball, and he makes a move, and he's past these bigger guys because he's playing what they consider the 4 or 5 spot, the center spot. So I don't know, maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
How tall is he?
6'8", 6'7".
God,
I think he's listed as 6'7", but
he's around there. Yeah,
6'7".
6'7". The meme's gonna start.
And speaking of the size, Shimanga brothers,
yes sir,
both in the starting lineup, playing really well. They don't produce point wise, but they're good defensive presences. I mean, if you have 7-footers in the paint, you're gonna be scared to go in and stuff. So shout out to them. They took a lot of slander from Aggie fans. On Twitter, and I'm sure other stuff too, but they're proving that they belong. And I'm not sure if I know one of them's a grad senior, but one of them might have another year of eligibility with the COVID, all that rules and stuff. So I don't know. I need to look into that, but it's a good sign that our big guys are playing.
Yeah, the last home game we had, Coach was I was able to sit in on the press conference, and he essentially was out of desperation at the time. We haven't had the 2 wins yet. And he's just like, I'm trying everything. And I think what he's kind of liking is actually getting both the Shermanga brothers starting. And I think it kind of helped that Peter Filipovich couldn't be in the starting lineup, and he's trying to ease him into it. But I think that's a sweet spot where you get both of the brothers instead of them kind of rotating back and forth. They're just both on there. We got the size. And I mean, that's why we're not, I know you're going to get into it, Jonah, but that's why our defense is so good, is because all those guys know how to play defense well. And so I think it's a smart idea, because usually you want the 2 brothers. There's already chemistry there. You talk about team chemistry. Those dudes are literally siblings. Yeah. Why not put them on the court together?
For their whole lives.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think Emmanuel's older, right? So Emmanuel's known Nate his whole life.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Well, speaking of, do you think, I know it's kind of unfortunate when a player goes out with sickness and stuff, so other people have to sit in for them. Do you think it kind of helped the team? Bringing in those other players to get some minutes?
That's a good point. I think it did. I think it helped him grow, because Osborne played, and then there's a couple other players that he tried in the last week, and they got good minutes. And Osborne's a freshman, and Coach Ewan said in an interview saying that if he wasn't a freshman, he'd probably start him, but he still has a lot to grow and whatnot.
That's the time to learn and grow.
Yeah, so I think it did. I think it benefited us a lot. Speaking of defense and scoring defense, we ranked 31st in the country for scoring defense. We only allow 66 points a game. And I think Jack State, I know Kennesaw averaged about 84 points, and we held them to 49.
49, it was 49, yeah.
Yeah, defense travels. And when your defense travels like that,
there's a big difference from last time we played them.
Yeah, we can. How much did they score? Let me see.
69.
Yeah, see? 20-point difference. But that's a good sign for tournament. Let's hopefully we finish out these last 4 games strong. I know we have 2 at home this week, and then we end with 2 away at La Tech and Sam Houston, which we took care of business here. But this conference is so wide open and whatnot. And they also rank 2nd in the conference for scoring defense, right behind Liberty. I can't stand Liberty, but ever since the football days, but when we first came in, but it is what it is. Yeah. We'll probably, if we want to win the tournament or get a bid to the NCAA tournament, we're going to have to go through Liberty.
Yeah, I don't think Liberty's they're not going to give up that number 1 spot. I think
I don't think
solid. So. But I think we can get into the top 3. And I mean, we had a 2-3 week, we just weren't scoring. We're still not scoring. We're still not over the hump. We still, what did we score? 50 something points. We didn't even get to 60.
In the first game.
We got to 60. Yep. Gotcha.
In the first game, I think you're correct.
Yeah. We just weren't, we're still not scoring to the way we need to. But I think we can still get top 3 going into the tournament, at least. Good seeding.
And with these 2 home games coming up, they're playing comfortably. They look good on the court. So hopefully these next 2 home games can show out.
Do we get nervous at home? Is there
I don't know. I don't know if it's you play against other crowds and you like having that us against the world mentality, but maybe when we get here, I don't know, because the crowds are loud.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they should be thankful, but we have some decent crowds and they're loud, and more than some of these other gyms. So I don't know.
These other gyms are fraction of
that's true.
The Pan Am. Yeah,
Pan Am's OG.
I think FIU had 13,000 people, and then Kennesaw State 2,000. So it's
yeah, I don't know what their capacity was, but yeah, that's not as much as we do for sure.
2,000 people, 2,100.
But to kind of correct we scored 61 against Jack State. So we did pass 50.
Yeah, we're right on there. 60 is what we're usually scoring.
Yeah, and Coach Ewan said if they score 70, imagine if they scored 70. I think he's making a little joke there, but I mean, that's cool. But speaking of also the women's basketball, they took care of business here, beat the same schools. They came back yesterday. I think they're down by 10 or so with the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they started coming back.
And they came back and they went on an 11-0 run. They're down by less than that, but they won 61-57 against Kennesaw State. Molly Kaiser, how many points did she
22.
score?
She had 22. We were able to tweet that out. She got 22. No one else had double digits, but there was someone they had 10 rebounds. So we got solid boards. So it just a good showing at home and at home.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting quite a bit of people. What was the attendance there?
Yeah, we got to fix that, man.
Actually,
that's
not
kind of
really.
478.
That's ridiculous.
Cruises, come on, man.
13,000 for the men's and 478 for the women's.
We got to get more people out there, man. I think Kaiser is a generational talent for the city, and I think she just broke the record for points scored in a season. I believe I saw this morning they posted something on social media where she's doing something that we've never seen in the city. So yeah, seeing 400.
Yeah, I think she's like a third on the list of all-time scorers at New Mexico State for their career.
Yep.
Which I think Brooke Salas and Anita Maxwell go 1 and 2 in that. And those are both notable names. Brooke Salas just got inducted into the Hall of Fame the other night. I got to cover her, and she was like, I'm gonna say a badass. Like she was really good.
Yeah, Monica Kaiser 578 points.
Yeah.
There you go.
And she leads in scoring. So.
But both these teams playing their best basketball right now towards the end of the season, and that's huge. And I hope because we have a good coach in I think it's Jody Adams for the women's, and she played under the Tennessee coach Pat. Like she's like the one that really is really well known. I think she passed away.
Yeah,
Pat Summit maybe. Does that make sense?
I think it was.
But I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. But like she has like that's a good hire for us, and she's been there. I think this is her 3rd, 4th year maybe. But I just hope that they have some success in the tournament. It'd be cool to see them in the NCAA tournament. Back then in the WAC days, they used to always make it, but they would get like bashed by these big schools. And I think this team could compete because they rebound well and they have Molly. And if they don't, they play defense. If they can't score like the men's, they can play defense. And defense wins championships, as Coach Woods used to say.
Yeah, she passed 1,000 career points, so she's 25th member of the 1K club. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, she's playing incredibly, and it's awesome to see. I've only been to one game, so I'm guilty of it as well. But I think we got to go out and do a little bit better than 478.
Yeah,
that's
I wish people would kind of. I mean, I'm guilty too. I don't go to these games too, but maybe
we could do a little better than 400.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but you guys have anything else for that?
For NMSU sports, baseball and softball are in the middle of well, not the middle. They're just getting started. Softball has a couple tournaments, and they started off really well. And they started off at home. I think they were 8-1, but they just lost to Florida in they're number 3 in the nation. Florida was, so they're playing some big schools right now, going to some tournaments. They're out in Phoenix at the moment, so. Today, Sunday morning, they'll be playing later on today. And but I wanted to share some stats here to a Desiree Spearman. Listen to this, boys. All right, so she is batting .550. She has 22 hits.
She's a pitcher too, right?
Gosh darn it,
Sorry.
Jonah.
Sorry.
Gosh darn it. Yes. So she has 9 home runs. She leads the team in hits. She leads the team in home runs. And she leads the team in RBIs with 24 RBIs. So she is an absolute dog. And then she goes on to go pitch as well. And then she's also, so her ERA is 3.6. She has 32 strikeouts, and she's won 4 of those games. She's tallied 4 wins in that.
Is she from this area?
I was looking at it. I have no idea where she's from. Her name is Desiree Spearman. So she's
El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, Hanks. from Hanks High School.
Quick way to yoink
Shoot, shout out to her. I missed that. Yeah, so she's I guess a DH.
Hell yeah.
And then I think she's a DH, but at the same time, like a pitcher as well. And so I think that's pretty dope. Obviously, it's a little bit more common in softball.
Yeah,
but that's badass that she's doing that.
She's a Shohei Ohtani of our local area. That's cool.
And then we have baseball who they're playing Western Illinois this weekend, and they've been doing really good. They were actually losing last night. They were down, I think it was like 8-2 in the 5th inning. And shout out to Sheehan O'Connor. He just followed us on our X, Went over to one of the games. We were watching him. He had a home run on Friday, and then he hit another home run on Saturday. And so he's doing really well. He's leading the team with a 480 batting average. And then he's got 12 hits, 5 home runs on the season already. 2 of them this weekend, and he's got 11 RBIs. So shout out to him. And the baseball team is doing really well as well. So excited to see and to continue to follow them. I think the softball girls they're on a 3-game losing streak, but they're 9-7 now. So they were 9-4, and then they went into this tournament.
That's why they play so many games that quick. They started like a weekend ago, I thought.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, and they've already played like 14 games.
That's wild, yeah. How many games do you think let me see. That's a lot of games. I'm just scrolling through, and that's a lot of games.
I was on the wrong spot.
Yeah, 9-7 for softball.
Yeah, so next week, softball, they're going to Texas in Austin, and they're going to be playing, I think on next Saturday, they play number 1 Texas on March 1st.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, I just saw Texas on ESPN the other day.
And they're we're going to miss it by the time we drop this, but the girls are playing on ESPN against Arizona State today, the 23rd Sunday. And so
that'd be a good dub.
They're playing some big teams, and hopefully, that you get used to that. You see the pitching, you see, same thing as us in basketball, right? The men's basketball, they play Texas as well. And now it's it's a marathon, right? Not a race. Yeah. And so now we're getting to the long haul of like you felt the weight of these really good teams, and hopefully we can translate that once conference comes around.
Yeah. And baseball 4-2, so they're doing their thing. I think they play at New Mexico. It says Tuesday this week. So
25th, yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be another huge dub. They're picked like, I think, second to last in the conference preseason, whatever. That doesn't really matter, but disrespectful. Like, I don't see that, and I think
I don't get it. We went out and dude, those guys look good, and they're not power hitters. That might be why, because you look at like the show of it and like having big power hitters. These guys are hitting line drives, they're hitting solid hits, and even the balls that were being caught in the outfield, they were solid line drives, and it was just good. So I think they're all getting along really well. What I realized though, I'm getting old. Everyone has it looks like a little pedometer on the fielders are wearing it on their belt, and it's for like field assignment and the alignment, and then like pitch to calling pitches now. The pitchers are wearing it on
do
their
they have
wrist.
those in college?
Yeah, they're
letting them know what they're going to throw.
I was like, what in the Houston Astros are they doing out there? But I was able to text, shout out to Roman Gonzales. I text him. He's a great friend of ours. We've known him for years, and he actually played baseball for NMSU as well. He was a pitcher, and I was messaging him, and I was like, what in the Houston Astros is going on right now? I figured it was for pitches. Just now.
What do you say? He's like, I wish I had that.
He didn't say anything. He's like, it's just for pitch count for field.
I was about to ask, does that let you know where the ball's gonna go, like if they hit it or something?
Yeah. How does plays I don't know. Like, what are you looking at? Because it's so unpredictable in baseball. I don't know. Well,
it depends. You got to get ready, right? So if you have a runner on first and third, you have to communicate with what the catcher's going to do in case of a steal.
Oh, okay.
Communication for outfield as well, where they got to be lined up, because baseball is such a stat-driven sport that everybody knows exactly what's going to happen. For the most part, it's pretty repeatable because you play so many games. You can kind of start picking up on trends, and so you might want to shift your outfield to the left or to the right.
Yeah, especially they played some of these teams like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, you play them exactly. Western Illinois came in for a weekend, and they're going to end up playing 3 games. That's 12 hours of playing against these guys. But also just for pitching, you look at the little thing that you have there, and now you don't have to worry about a team either figuring out what your cadence to your signs are, and you could just go straight to okay, cool, curveball, and the catcher knows it. I still don't like it. I don't think it's like, gosh, dude, just whatever. Or have the catcher
call the play.
Man. Just there's a lot of catchers who are like that. Back in the day, a lot of OG catchers where they would call the game themselves, and it wasn't the coach. So there's different ways where maybe the coach is making the calls and are relaying it to the catcher. It's like, but I back in my day, I was never made it
back in my
college. I never made college, but that was like the fun part of like watching the other team give signs. That was pretty dope to watch and try to figure out. And we got it a lot of times where legally you can give those signs. So like a way to be like, let's go, kid. If you're calling somebody a kid, it'd be a curveball. If you go, let's say your number's 2, you'd be like, let's go 2. You're like, oh, fastball.
You learned that.
Like different ways.
You learned that in high school?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I was like, wait, that would have helped us a lot back in the Mustang baseball days.
But you had to like pay attention. It was organic. The coach is sitting there giving signs, and that's how you learn it. And now everything's on a watch.
Dang, that's cool.
So, yeah, it was cool.
Very strategic.
I guess we're just getting more advanced and baseball.
Well, shout out to Mexico State Baseball for doing that. Like, sticking with the times. I didn't think they would actually have those at our level. But
how long is baseball season? How long does it go till?
May.
It ends in May.
Yeah, that's a long
World Series
season.
in May.
Let's see who else these guys play. They play some big schools too.
Yeah, Arizona. I saw Arizona somewhere in there.
Arizona. Yeah.
So
softball plays number 1. That's insane, man. So
there we go. Well, they're getting into the thick of it. But speaking of that, now we have Oregon Mountain and CUSA getting the top seeds for the district tournament. Oregon Mountain finishes as district champion. Shout out to them.
Yes, sir.
And we got Mayfield girls winning district 10-0. Yep. And CUSA's got the 2 seed for them. No, yes. Mayfield and CUSA's got the top seeds for girls, and they get the buys. And so, now Mayfield and Oregon Mountain, both obviously you're making the state tournament, but we got potentially other teams that could make it as well. So, shout out to, again, Oregon Mountain last week for letting us interview them and just kind of talk with them. It was really cool. They were really good supports about it. It seems like we had some good views too online of people kind of interacting. So we wish them the best, but we also hope that these other teams have a shot at state. So
need all we can get, man. We need all 4 of these schools to make it.
Yeah, it was cool. Like you mentioned, it was cool just to sit down with Coach. Even when we were talking to both Nathans and to Lenny.
Coach Ethans,
I'm sorry, Ethans.
No, you're good. I just got that too.
Both Ethans and Lenny, I told them too, I was like, guys, I'm going to mess up your name. So I told them to their face, I'm sorry. But it was cool to watch Coach even off to the side. He was just so proud of his guys. He was happy to have us there. And it was it's again, just an honor to like be able to go to some of these guys who have been showing us love and they're doing so well at the same time. It's just like a perfect storm where they do play really well. But yeah, I'm excited. Cruces has a bye as well into district. Starts on Tuesday.
Boys start on Tuesday, girls start Monday, I believe.
Okay, cool.
Ladies first.
Yeah, so that one's going to be cool. We'll try to post what games are happening when, because there's obviously going to be elimination. So we don't have the full schedule yet, but it's going to be really exciting to see that. And all the district, at least for the boys, all the district games are in town. All the Las Cruces teams made it to the top 5.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Top 5 areas.
Seeds,
so when there's no traveling to Gadsden, there's no traveling to Alamo. Everyone's coming to Las Cruces. So district for boys.
Title town, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that'll be cool. Every day you're going to have something to do and be able to go check out some of these teams who are really, really good. And especially Mayfield for the girls and Oregon Mountain. And I mean, we've seen all the hype for Cruces and Las Cruces and Oregon Mountain and being the top seeds for boys. So I think there's going to be some exciting stuff. The girls have potential of having three teams in state. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I think I have the schedule. It's up there too, I believe. Oh, it's not yet. Oregon Mountain plays 6 p.m. This is girls against Alamogordo Monday at Oregon Mountain, obviously. And then Centennial plays at Centennial versus Gadsden Monday at 6 as well. And I think the following day is the boys at 7, I think they would do 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, if you have nothing to do, go and support them.
Even if you do, cancel your plans. Just go.
Yeah, just go with some. It's fun. Like they play fast, they play hard, and they have fun doing it, which is nice. We also spoke to the kids about Coach Broom, like letting them, just have some freedom playing.
Yeah,
and I thought that was really cool too, because like I mentioned last week, like back then, like it was hard to have fun. Yeah. Sometimes with these high school sports, like it was like a job, but some coaches are like that, some coaches are not. But it seems like nowadays coaches are starting to be more lenient, like let's just have fun. And they also want to win, obviously, but they're making sure their athletes are enjoying themselves first. But like I said, I don't know if anyone can take down Oregon Mountain. The only team obviously is Cruces, I think, right now. Coach McGroom came up to me the other day and told me like, hey, we're not going to let that happen. But you know, we never know.
There was a little tension
Yeah.
when practice ended and they came over. There was like 8 seniors that walked over to sit down in the commons area as we were getting ready and setting up. And quick shout out to Fat Crakes. They really set up really nicely the recording and getting all the lighting and everything pretty quickly. So when they walked over, they were doing their thing and we were trying to introduce ourselves to some of the guys. And yeah, they're giving you attitude for.
They were. I was like, I'm getting jumped.
Dang.
And then thank God that Coach Maroon kind of set her down with me, and we talked it out, and it was all good. You know, there's no bad blood there or anything. But I really think that Cruces, if they beat Oregon Mountain, which they'll have to get to the championship to meet up with them, that they could get like a 12 or 14 seed range. Right now they're 16th in 5A, but if they get that win, they could jump up. And I know one of the guys from Albuquerque who does, I think, ProView. He does a little bracketology for high school, and he had them at 14 playing Hobbs. I don't think they want to play Hobbs, but they can. I think the last time they beat Hobbs was in 2021 when I think Deuce was still there, Coach Benjamin's son. But they haven't beat Hobbs since. So let's hope they don't get Hobbs. Let's hope they get like a favorable matchup, because it'd be cool if 2 teams from the boys' side can go to the pit at least.
Yep.
Like Bird, Nevada's. I don't think he's ever played at the pit. He's been in the state tournament once, I believe. But kids like that, like they deserve to be there. Like that's a cool atmosphere. Last year was my first year covering it, and every game is just loud. Now I know why, NM State doesn't like traveling to the pit, because that place just gets super loud, and that's only high school sports. So let's hope they do, and just kind of correct it. They boys play on Tuesday at 6 p.m. I guess they're moving all the times up. And then the girls' side, we have Cruces and Centennial, who could possibly beat Mayfield. They played them pretty well in the regular season. I think both teams lost to Mayfield at least one time by less than 5 points. So that's a winnable game too, and we could see possibly 3 teams make it to the state tournament and maybe even go to the pit as well. So it's exciting times for sure to be in the basketball world. So let's hope them, maybe give them a round of applause for even making it this far. Yeah,
it's cool to see all of the winter sports ending, and so we have lots of topics to go through, and I know we're missing a couple, so we'll try to shout them out throughout the week on social media, because winter sports, this is the week where all of winter sports is transitioning into now spring sports with baseball and stuff. So plenty of things happening, and so shout out to them as they're closing out for basketball.
Yeah, a quick shout out to that Centennial girls team. I was watching them play Oregon Mountain at home, and it was raining threes, man. There was I can't remember her name, but number 3. I don't think she's a senior. She might even be a sophomore, but she was threes all night, man.
They had a freshman, number 0, score like 22 points against Oregon Mountain that day. I think it was Rosiah Cash, I believe.
Cash is such a dope.
Yeah, and I was like, freshman? Like, that's wild.
A freshman?
Yeah, she was a freshman. So yeah, shout out to them. They're a good team, and Coach Abney's been. Well, he was at Cruces during our time, and then he went to Centennial. I think it's like his 2nd or 3rd year there.
Yeah, after the 3rd quarter, the ass game's over.
Yeah, and Oregon Mountain's going to be better next year, girl-wise.
It was, man.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah, Coach Limon, it's hard to rebuild a program after like just the first year. So
who's the coach for Centennial girls?
Abney.
Yeah, they were full court press the entire game. They did not let up on them. Steals everywhere. Oregon Mountain just couldn't keep up with them.
Dang. Yeah, they scored 7 points in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yep. And that wasn't even their starters, I don't think. Their seniors are hanging out on the bench and, letting the JV eat. I loved it.
So Centennial, Cruces, and Mayfield, huh?
Yeah, so we'll see.
All right.
Yeah. And Frankie has a list of the wrestling. They just did state yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, this weekend was state. So it started Friday, and it's wrapped up yesterday. We got some highlights, shouting out the schools. We have Las Cruces High School for the boys mainly dominated, and then for the girls we had Centennial show up a little bit on the podium at least, and so shout out to both of those teams. In general, Cruces High got 5th place for the boys, and there was no placing for the girls. I think Centennial I think it was like 12th place that they got close to. So as a team, I think the North is a lot stronger as groups. But I do have 2 major shout outs. A couple, I'm going to name them out. But Kolby, the freshman who we've been talking about for a while, he has his first of 4 states. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
We see Emilio, who was on the show. He's like 4-time state champion.
Yeah, he got on his social media. Huh?
Yep. So he got his first one. So in 145, he was able to secure state championship as a freshman for Cruces. And then going down that list, you had Carlos Gamboa, who is a junior for Cruces High. He got 3rd. Mateo Montoya, who's a junior, he was doing really well. I was actually surprised. He finished 6th for Cruces High. We had Riley Mendez, who is a senior. Congratulations to him. He finished up 4th in the 189 weight class. And then we had Alicio Cicinero. He's a sophomore. He got 3rd and he's 215 weight class. And then we've mentioned Silver City a couple times, so I want to just note Cade Aguida, he got 1st. He's a sophomore and he got in the 139.
Nice.
So shout out to him. He's a little bit further out from the valley or the A Mountain, but you're representing in that area too. So I wanted to give him a shout out. Santa Teresa in also 4A, so silver and Santa Teresa. Isaiah Sanchez got 3rd and he's in 160. And then you have Corbin Harvey from Deming, also super close to us. Who just wanted the Dirty South is a Dirty South.
Yes, sir.
And so he won state at the 172 there. So shout out to Corbin. And then for the girls, and then for Gadsden as well, you have Mateus Soto, and he got 1st. He won 1st in the 139 weight class too. And then for the girls, again, another champion in Deming, you had Lauren Almanza. Laura Almanza. She got 1st, so she won state in the 139. So shout out to her. And then there was a surprise one, an 8th grader in Aztec, so up north. But I wanted to point out there was an 8th grader girl who won state this weekend. And the 185. 185. Yeah. We're talking about Kolby being a dog, right? And he's a dog in his own respect.
Yeah.
Way beyond just wrestling, also with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and stuff. But an 8th grader winning state is dope as hell as well.
Yeah, it's going to dominate, man.
So shout out to her. Her name is Harper McLean, and she's an 8th grader at, I guess she doesn't even go to Aztec yet. But whatever middle school you go to,
verbally committed to
high school.
Aztec.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So shout out to them. And then the weirdest thing that I realized is a winter sport is swimming and diving. How is that even? But I guess sports or whatever during the summer, kids
it's like indoors, right? So
I don't know.
Still,
but the winter sport ending of swimming and diving, we don't have great representation, honestly. Shout out to Centennial as a whole. They did really well. But Joshua Campion, I'm assuming is how you say his last name.
Mm-hmm.
He got 2nd. That was the best place there. He's out in Centennial, and he got 2nd in the 100-yard breaststroke. So shout out to him, Joshua Campion.
Yeah, I wish NMA or someone else, Max Preps too, would do a little better coverage of providing those stats, because it's hard to fish through all of that and find that. So shout out to Frankie that he went hard on the note taking. While me and Steven just kind of,
for real. All I can find on here is rosters.
Yeah,
I mean, we'd love to be able to do that and post more. And I know we've said it over and over again, but we're serious. If you guys are doing something special, doing something exciting around town, or even you're moving out somewhere to compete in wherever it is that it may be going, Kolby will probably be doing something in Vegas or Brazil somewhere. We want to cover it. We want to talk about it. We have a special area with a lot of athletes and athletes who do multiple sports, right? And so if we've covered you in basketball and you're going to baseball, hit us up. Tell us what's going on.
Reach out to us, please.
That was something that Coach McBroom was excited about, that we talked about. And that I think that's really important is that our athletes and Las Cruces in general, all of our schools, are trying to push for multiple sports.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he was really excited he was happy that we talked about that. And I want to make sure that I talk about it again, because it was important that our guys are doing cool things and they're students. They're developing and learning so many different things. So if you want a spotlight, we try to cover everything, but please hit us up. We got our email. We got all our socials. Feel free to just DM us. And I love learning all that stuff and putting hecka notes in here and talking about it. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah. And to kind of get back to our, while we wrap this up, the past couple of weeks, we did picks for that. So I kind of want to do like a summed up pick this time. I guess your guys' district champions for the tournament on the boys and girls side. What do you guys have? Frankie, start out with you.
Yeah, I can start it. I mean, at this point, I think it's pretty easy. I don't want to be on any more clips. Isaiah, we asked Isaiah last night, we're like, any shout outs you want to do? And he's like, I want to stay away from the shout outs. Yeah. So he didn't have any shout outs, and I'm going to just do the safe one and say Oregon Mountain. I just think that the way that they were able to come out and beat even Centennial, we were talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really, what we thought was going to be a close one. To get a little transparent here, even Jonah was like, I think they're going to lose by 7.
Yeah, I did say that.
Thought it was going to be a lot closer, and they came out and we were just locked in. They were able to score more. Obviously, you score more to win, but I think just more efficient in scoring. Defense was locked down. So I think Oregon Mountain has it. And I think for the city in general, I want them to continue to do better because that's the only way that we can. I want to win state. I mean, district is fun. It's like I want us to get down there and actually.
Yeah, we want that noise. State, want that blue trophy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So they won by 36 points against Centennial, and that was like their third largest win.
Yep.
But girls' side, what do you have on the girls' side for those for
Is
that?
Like Coach Maya. He's 600 wins. We kind of we were posting it on socials, but Coach Maya has 600 wins. It might be his last year. It looks like, they dedicated the floor to him.
Yeah, the court coach, Georgia Maya, championship court now. So
Yep. So I don't think he's going to let Mayfield not win district. And I think they're going to do really well in district. And then they're playing for him. Those girls are playing for him. I think they're going to do well in state too. So I know we're just picking that, but I think Oregon Mountain for the boys and then for the girls, Mayfield for sure.
Yeah. Same.
You're going to pick the same, Steven?
Yep.
Wow.
Oregon Mountain for the boys and Mayfield girls. They're the two best teams in the state right now. Not the state, but down here south.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they're both top 10, at least in state. So you do have a point there. I'm going to go a little different route. I'm picking Oregon. I'm picking Oregon Mountain for sure on the boys. Like I said in the way before episodes, like I wanted them to handle business in district and just wipe the floor with these teams. They did that. Now they're getting on to where they need to be in state and prove that they belong. I just hope that someone, whether it be them or maybe another South team or whatever, take down Volcano Vista. And Volcano Vista is capable of losing. They almost lost to Sandia. And I think the Hobbs played them rather well as well. But girls' side, I think it's going to be a little more competitive than we think.
Yeah, it will.
I think, like I said, CUSA or Centennial can beat Mayfield. I'm going to go with CUSA, though. I think Coach Selby will have her girls ready, and I think they might. I'm trying to think see if they're on opposite brackets.
She's been coaching forever, huh?
Yeah, she really has. Yeah, they are on different sides. So I think CUSA will win that tournament, I think, and they'll push themselves up in the rankings. I think Mayfield will stay 3 or 4 if they lose because they're still a district champion. There's a lot that goes into it with max preps, but selection Sunday next week, and we'll see. Maybe
I might add another girls team.
What do you put? What do you
Centennial.
think? Centennial? Yeah, they could win too. Yeah, like I said, Coach Abney's a good coach, and
they're playing like they're hungry. So I'd like to see them too.
Yeah, you said you watched that one, right? Yeah, they were shooting threes pretty good.
Full court press, 3-pointers. I think they got two big seniors. I have another point. I would like to see them get the ball a lot more in the paint.
Yeah,
because they tower over everybody else.
Yeah, they had a senior, Joy Hunt. I think she was number 11, maybe. I don't know what her number is, but yeah, she plays big and she's a big girl.
She's fast too.
Yeah. So we'll see with that. But so you got Centennial,
and Mayfield on the girls' side, and then Oregon Mountain boys.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, we'll see. But anything else before we wrap up, gentlemen?
Yes. One more. We have Zeke Vargas. He's fighting on Saturday. I'll be headed out there. I got front row seats. Me and my family will be out there checking it out. So we'll post a link for that as well. But Ezekiel is fighting for the Battle MMA Championships, and it'll be in Colorado Springs on Saturday, March 1st. And we will post the links for that for you to watch. I think it's pay-per-view. And then, if you want to drive out to Colorado Springs, tickets. There are some pretty cheap tickets, like $50.
Yeah.
So if you want to make out the trip out that way, congratulations to him making it this far. And love you, buddy. I know you're going to do great, and excited to see you keep kicking some ass.
It's only the beginning for him, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are they going to be? Are they going to be like streaming that anywhere?
Yep, it'll be Well, on pay-per-view. He posted it on his socials,
nice.
so we'll find it. We'll put it out as well. And then the following week, I know we'll cover it then, but Emilio's fighting on the 8th as well.
Nice.
So both of those Cruces guys out there representing in Colorado.
March came up quick there.
Yes,
What were you
sir.
going to say? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna wrap this up.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm not done.
No, you're good.
Talk
Go
to
ahead.
people.
Any hot
man.
takes? What you got? What you got over there, Steve?
Yeah, what do you got?
A
A
hot
hot
take?
take. Ooh, Steven's hot take.
Actually, you
I
said
think-
Aggies would only lose 4 and they've lost like
No, I don't want. No, I'm
going
good
like
at that.
crazy.
No mention
The hot
that,
take.
no mention
You guys want one?
Yeah.
Centennial makes it farther than Mayfield, girls side.
that. In the
For the
state.
state
For
tournament.
state?
Wow.
Okay.
Yep, that's my
Clip
hot
that.
take. That's my
we
hot
need
take.
we need some girl highlights too on some girl videographer drama on there. So
Yeah, Centennial makes it farther than Mayfield state tournament, girls side.
Okay.
I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, I do like that actually. Yeah. Shout out to Centennial. Ka. Alma mater, baby.
Freaking rooster.
But guys, we thank you guys for watching us again. If you're a continued watcher, continue to watch us and share the podcast with other people. And we're trying to get more people out there watching the podcast. I know we're doing really well on Instagram and you guys are interacting on there, but don't be afraid to listen in on the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. We're going to be at state in a couple of weeks. We're planning on covering the girls and boys side at the pit. So
Come say hi to us, man.
Yeah, say hi to us, talk with us. We'll probably shout you out, have on the podcast, and just we plan on. I'm going to say this now. On going live. After every day, after the events of every day. So boys and girls, we'll talk about that on live, and we're going to figure that out. But yeah, so keeping a watch on that, and like Isaiah says every time he closes this out, be nice to people. Show some kindness, and we hope to see him back very soon. We wish you the best, Isaiah, and yeah.